Hey everyone. Today we're going to be talking about two very important lenses in the photographic world, and that is the 50mm lens and the 85. Now the question at hand is, why would you choose one over the other? Well, they serve two very different purposes. The 50mm lens is a lens that is widely available, just as the 85mm is. But the 50mm is normally a more inexpensive lens, and it's more easily obtained, if you will. In fact, I started with that lens. I started with this little guy right here. Isn't it cute? Right? And then you want a little bit better imaging, so you get a larger one. The contrast is crazy, right? But anyway, back to our subject. Why would you choose a 50 over an 85 or vice versa? The 50mm is a lens that you choose when you want to have your subject very nicely in focus, separated from the background, but you're showing a little bit more of the surrounding areas. So more of the subject in its surroundings versus the 85mm, which normally is a portrait lens and completely isolates your subject from the background. This is a very artistic lens. While this is still an artistic lens, but it's more of a storytelling lens. So, we are going to be checking out some differences. Yesterday we tried to go out and to record some examples, but the weather was really unpredictable here in Scandinavia. So we decided to actually do some shoots inside, but today we actually were able to go outside for the 15 minutes of no raining and to get some comparison shots. And that's what I wanted to show you today. So we're gonna dive right into that. And then after we're done with the comparisons of the 50mm to the 85, I'm gonna be showing you how the 85mm performs indoors. Now, it's a lens that you do kind of have to stay a little bit far away from your subject with. But if you really wanna isolate your subject and really have them pop, I'm wondering to myself, why didn't I just start out with the 85? Because of the look that I want. You know, you see some pictures out there where it's like, how have you achieved that? Especially if you're just starting out as a photographer, you're like, how did you get that separation from the back? That the subject just pops. But I do understand that these lenses can be quite expensive. It took me a year to save up for this lens to get it. With that being said, this video is dedicated to those people who are having a difficult time choosing between which lens they want to get, both for artistic reasons and financial reasons, because that is so important in our day. But yeah, let's dive right into it, and I'm going to show you some examples of what I shot and the comparison between the two. And then right after, we're going to be showing you the photo shoot that I did with my wife indoors. So we've got our images loaded into Lightroom, and on the left-hand side, you can see the Sigma 50mm 1.4, and on the right, the Sigma 85mm 1.4. Now the images are very different. Of course, you can see that right off the bat just by looking at it. One shows more of the environment, one shows more of the subject at hand. And so, like I was saying, while they're both artistic, it is evident that one isolates the subject more than the other, and that's the 85. So we're gonna go on to the next photo. In this one, it was the photographer standing, my wife, standing in the same position, but just exchanging the lenses, and I was more or less in the same position. And you can see in this photo how much of a difference it makes when zooming in or zooming out, or how far back from the subject you have to stand to get the same kind of image. So there's that. And once again, they're both great. They're really nice photos. But the one on the right, the 85, it just isolates that subject so much more. And again, this is something that's going to be up to you guys. You're going to be the one choosing which lens to go with, right? So if you want to show more of that environment, go with the 50. If you want to show more of an artistic subject isolation, go with the 85. And for the last but not least, we have one that is more horizontal. I don't know. For me, I'm happy. I will always be happy for the 50mm lens. It's served its purpose more often than not. But now that I've gone to the 85, I think that for me personally, for my portrait photography, for my product photography, I think I'm going to be sticking with this a lot more and exploring its capabilities. And who knows, I might even go up to the 135. But for now, I'm happy that I've got this, and we're going to keep it at that. Now, you've seen the images, you've seen the comparisons. I wanted to give you a little bit of an idea of how the 85mm performs indoors with a few lights set up, and just to see how it functions. So we recorded a little bit of a video, my wife and I. She's a gorgeous model, and yeah, so I sincerely hope you like the images. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Please let me know what you've worked with, what your experiences are. Maybe if you think that I should upgrade to the 135 or the 200 f2.8. Who knows? In any case, I hope you are all doing very well, and until next time.